warming up. Hey, guys. This is Pixel Dan coming to you from San Diego Comic-Con with Brian Flynn at the Super7 booth in person.
It's Dan the Pixel Man.
That's right. P. Danny is here.
Oh, man. I thought we were retaring that one.
I don't know. People say it all the time still online. So
Yeah, well, you know.
You gave me a nickname. It stuck.
I still don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
That was a long night, Dan.
Oh,
we
no.
were both very desperate.
Oh, no. Awesome. This is getting off to a great start. So, toys and stuff, right?
Toys and stuff.
Yeah.
We're making some stuff.
You guys have a pretty incredible display here. I actually walked through and looked at a lot of this already and shot some close-ups. But one of the things I'm excited to see is a lot of these like prototypes. I know we've seen a lot of photos online, but seeing them in person is something else entirely. So let's talk about like Toxic Crusaders first. We got those sitting out here.
We're talking about toxic. I mean, it's a long time coming. There's a few guys out there right now that are watching this. I have been commenting for 5 years to get these Toxic Crusaders. It's about damn time. And they're right. It is about damn time.
Right, yeah.
It took us a while to get here. We had to get some turtles out the door. But, I mean, they look so cool, don't they?
So cool, yeah, and I just love seeing all the accessories laid out there. So we've had a couple Toxies in this scale, but this one is going to be more based on the animation appearance, right?
Yeah, you'll see the new cartoon heads. There's a couple other changes we've done to pieces and to the sculpt to make it accurate to the cartoon.
Right.
Because, I mean, this will be the 4th Toxie that we've made. So if we're going to make them again, which people keep asking for, how do we make it something that you don't have? But at the same time, if you have the other ones, it's not imperative that you buy this one. So if you've got the old Toxies, he'll work great with these two figures. If you don't have that Toxie, you can have this wonderful rendition of cartoon Toxie.
Awesome. And I assume this is just the beginning, right? Like there's so many cool characters, just like with Turtles, that'd be really cool to see in this style.
Well, I mean, we basically came back down to, a little bit of arm wrestling, and I was adamant on Radiation Ranger, and then Josh was adamant on his guy. So, there's no Dr. Kill-Em-Off yet. There's no Major Disaster yet. There's no Boneyard. No, not Boneyard. I'm blanking on his name right now. Skeleton.
I'm trying to remember his name right now, but he glows in the dark and he looks awesome.
Black hair. Oh, yeah. But it's a long Comic-Con, Danny.
Yeah,
But, there's so many more characters to do, but we basically went back to our favorites. And for me, with the toys, for whatever reason, that bright yellow Radiation Ranger was just my favorite. So I was like, we're making him first.
Awesome. And he's like army builder type material too. So, I mean, that could get expensive.
I mean, if somebody wants to go there, that is more than acceptable, but I'm not going to make it mandatory.
Sure. Okay. Well, at least it's not mandatory. Thank you.
Like you have to.
No mandates from Brian to buy multiples.
No. If you please buy one.
Please buy one.
Please buy one.
So Simpsons is right next to it, and the scale on. Oh my gosh, the scale in here. And I almost don't know if even video does it justice, especially since they're set a little bit back further in the case.
Every time you take a photo and it collapses the depth of field, you're like, oh, they're kind of big. When you're here in person, you're like, oh my God, Kang and Kodos are so gigantic, it's ridiculous. But they got to be that size so that they fit with the rest of the Simpsons figures.
Right.
And they're stupid big. They're so big. Stupid big.
So those are the ones that are at the $75 price point as a result, right?
And now you see why.
You can see the size, yeah.
Oh, when it's bonkers.
Plus, they come with a bunch of accessories. Like, you got, like, interchangeable tentacles holding, like, the salt shaker and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got the Earth Capital sign, there's... Yeah, they're crazy. And then the giant domes that go on it, everything.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It is cool.
It's cool.
And talking about the scale and seeing things in person, one of the things I was really excited to finally see in person is the Godzilla stuff. Because that's another one where it's like pictures look cool, but I want to really see the size of these things.
Yeah,
and these look great.
And the crazy part is, like, Biolante doesn't even have all his vines in.
Oh.
It's even bigger. Like, you can't see it in the back. There's 2 more vines that are supposed to be attached that we, I guess, misplaced a part.
Oh, no.
On the way down here. Because these are the resins. Right. So, but Yeah, they're gigantic. I mean, the scale of that Mechagodzilla and the heft of it is crazy.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, when you turn these things sideways, like, they're 2.5, 3 times as wide as a normal Ultimate. Like, the sheer volume of plastic in these toys is crazy.
And the tails, man. The tails make them so, like, just they're long, so there's so much size to them.
You can't have a small tail.
Yeah,
This can't be one of those dogs that they've, got the little nub at the end.
That would be awful.
Godzilla. That'd be Godzilla.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, it's just sad. I can't smash anything. Yeah, it would be awful.
The Shoguns also look amazing. Like, just seeing that Shogun shrunk down into an actual, like, 7-inch figure. And also, I don't know why, but, like, seeing them in person, I was surprised at how hefty they were, too. Like, they even look a little taller than the other Godzillas down here.
They're right in line. They're right on the same height scale. They just, because there's more mass to it, they feel bigger.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, yeah, that's the same thing. Like, when we shrunk it down to 3 3/4, it was like, I love this figure. I'm going to make it 3 3/4. I didn't really think, I knew some people were going to really be excited, but that was easily probably one of the most popular figures we've released last year.
It was so
People
cool.
were so excited about it. And we're like, oh, how do we come back to it? And I was like, we have to make it shoot the fist this time. And then it was like, well, if we make it an Ultimate scale, we can fire the fist. So then it was like, all right, let's go. I love this sculpt so much. I want it in every scale.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the same thing. Like, there's such a visceral reaction to it because as a kid, so many people, they hadn't even seen the movies yet, but they had that Godzilla, or their friend had that Godzilla, and you played with it so much that it takes on its own status separate from, Godzilla himself as a license. You have a whole different emotional experience just of that sculpt.
Definitely. Yeah, it's amazing. It is so much fun. And then if you got a glow-in-the-dark version, too. And so is that, because this is just like a mock-up, right? Is the glow going to look more like the glow plastic on the turtles up here?
It's going to look a little bit different. It won't be quite so slimy and translucent as this.
Okay.
It'll look more like a green tinted of like your normal opaque glow that you would get, but slightly more green than, the white yellow that you normally get.
Okay, very cool.
So when you look at it, you go, does that glow in the dark? Hell yeah, it glows in the dark.
Awesome. So yeah, the glow turtles are up here too. Those were recently announced as a Super7 exclusive, right? Those can only be pre-ordered through the site.
And that was sort of a follow-on to the foot soldier,
Right.
So everybody was like, that's great, you gave me a glow foot soldier. I collect turtles. Where are the turtles? Who's he supposed to fight?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, you're correct. We overthought this. So here are the glow turtles so you can fight. And, same thing, we wanted to make them a little bit different. But at the same time, if you have the original turtles, you do not need these.
Sure.
But, it's the radiation ooze. You've got the canister. It breaks open. It's slime green, but it also glows in the dark. And then doing a little twist on the colorways with the colored belts and everything.
The colored belts.
Little nod.
Uh-huh. The colored belts remind me of the vintage storage shell turtle. So you could totally swap those onto the other turtles and recreate that look. I mean, that's the first thing I saw when I saw those. I was like, oh my God, the colored belts. Yeah. That's so cool.
That's the thing. It's like that little twist that gives you, excuse me.
Too much talking.
Yeah, it's Saturday, Dan.
Yeah, I know.
This started Wednesday night.
Yeah.
You waited. Yeah, it's just like, what's that little twist that makes it fun and different? So when you put it on the shelf, it is uniquely different than what you have. But once again, for that guy that's already bought the other ones, it's not, oh my God, they're fleecing me for another turtle. It's like, oh, I like that. That's fun. I'm into it. These are cool. Rather than just like, oh, we painted one bandage different. And you're like, do I really need it?
Sure.
We wanted to make it feel different and fun, but not ridiculous.
Right. Very cool. We haven't really talked much since there's been other reveals, but I know there was a lot of questions at the time about not Sergeant Bananas.
Sergeant Bananas,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So can you explain the direction change there, why it's not Sergeant Bananas and why you went with kind of a more obscure look for that character?
There's a lot of things I cannot put on film.
Okay. All right.
Or on digital media for social media. But But we're not allowed to make Sergeant Bananas.
Okay.
But instead, we made the source material for Sergeant Bananas, which is Gorilla Gorilla.
Right.
And Gorilla appears in both the comics and the magazine.
The magazine, the TMNT magazine, is what it looked like he's kind of more based on that look.
Yeah, he is definitely based on that original thing, and then that was evolved into Sergeant Bananas,
Right.
and then I'm trying. I don't know, how do you? There's people that might think that they own Sergeant Bananas.
Sure, okay. And that's kind of what I was wondering. So is this going to be something that we'll see maybe with more going forward with Turtles? Because that's really the first time you guys have skewed away from like the direct vintage toy looks. So is that something we might see more of in Turtles? Or, I mean, if you can't say yet, that's fine.
I would say it's a point of discussion.
Okay, all right.
But we're going to try to obviously keep the line as cohesive as possible.
Sure.
You know, we don't want to feel like somebody feels like we're changing direction midstream. We're not going to go there. I think people will be really excited about the next couple waves.
Okay.
Like they're very much, I think, what people expect. But there's definitely a few characters along the way where we have to be like, let's just not do that one right now till we can sort some stuff out about that one.
Right.
And instead we'll make this character.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I assume that you're holding off on more reveals as we're playing catch up with some things. I know that there was a lot of delays recently.
You know, here in a moment, Dan,
Yeah.
just because you are you, and because of what I've put you through as P. Danny,
Okay, all right.
they mailed them to the store yesterday on Friday, but I do have the advanced samples of Wave 5. So we could pull out a couple of Wave 5 turtles in the boxes here, and you could have it
Okay.
as a some sort of
Like an exclusive?
like an exclusive reveal.
Okay.
With Pixel Dan.
Well-
Wave 5 turtles are here.
Well, we'll definitely go do that so I can cut the footage in here and so people can see it. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
We'll make a thing out of it.
Okay. That sounds awesome. Perfect.
But there we have
Ooh, look at Ray
Ray
Fillet.
Fillet.
Oh, man, the size of this guy. It's amazing.
Oh, you have no idea what we're going to get ourselves into when we talk about size. But there is Leatherhead.
That is so cool. Man, the size of his head alone.
Oh, yeah. With the articulated jaw and everything. We were taking it out earlier, and it's like there's so many points of articulation just within the head.
Oh, my God. Oh,
There we go.
So cool. Okay. So, G.I. Joe, bottom of the case. Now, these look like they're ready to go. These are in the boxes and everything.
They're almost ready to go. These
Okay.
there's a couple tiny little tweaks that we're still making to the figures, and then they'll be out the door. But they'll be out the door very, very soon. Obviously, our goal would have been to have them here before San Diego, so that when you went to the pop-up, you're like, I'm so excited. I just got Wave 1 Ultimates, and oh my God, you've got another Cobra Bat. This is amazing. And instead, it's like, I don't have anything, but that Cobra Bat looks cool.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah.
So, but they're almost out. They're almost ready to go, and they look great. They look
Awesome.
great.
Yeah, they do. They really do look great. The cape on Cobra Commander looks so cool. I don't know why, but that really stood out to me when I saw it. I just thought that looked so awesome.
Wire and everything.
Yeah, the way it blow and
It
like the
blows-
little like brass buttons on top.
Epaulette.
Looks cool.
type of-
Yeah, it looks real cool.
Yeah.
And then a new Thundercats vehicle down here too.
Yeah, these are test shots. So those are actual plastic of Mandora and the Electrocharger.
Awesome.
So obviously completely unpainted on everything. Well, she's been sprayed gray, but unpainted samples. But just cool to see, like, here's the physical plastic.
Right. Yeah, it's awesome. And it's cool just getting another vehicle like that in the line. I think it's pretty, and it looks great in person. The size is like perfect with that because it's not gigantic. It's a decent, yeah, it's not the Thundercats.
Hey, hold on. Let me put Mandora over here. Just, there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So I think that's it for Ultimates here at the show. But it's I guess Matt Cardona's down here. But what?
But you know, Cardona apparently is going to lose. So we're just going to rock. We're going to talk about Brian Myers right now.
Just Brian Myers.
And he's got a folding chair, and that's just good. That's it.
Yep.
He's taking him down. That's it. The Major Wrestling Podcast. Apparently, I don't know. You're going to have some words with Pixel Dan here.
Right, you are.
But you know they flew out yesterday,
Yeah,
so you feel safe walking around with this now.
Well, I ran into him the other day, so it's fine. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. No, I'm not scared.
You're not scared that you wore the T-shirt the day after they left.
Wait, what are you insinuating? That I was too scared to wear it while he was here?
I am not insinuating. I'm straight out accusing you.
Wait a minute. Whose side are you on here, Brian?
I am clearly on Matt.
Oh, I don't like this at all. This interview's over. I'm done with this.
Right, we're going back to P. Danny again.
All right, well, now we're changing the subject then. These supersized figures. These are amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those things where the supersized figures are really exciting for me. Obviously, I like everything we make. I'm not trying to be weird about it, but we're trying to make really interesting, fun toys, and this feels fresh and new. Like you haven't seen something like this, and I realize people have seen photos, but I think it's a very different thing when you have one in person and you see it in person. And it's just so much fun, and that's been actually the biggest response of anything we've got. Because people walk up and they're just like, what is that? I mean, it's big, it's beautiful, the tailoring on the clothes, like it doesn't look, it clearly doesn't look cheap because it's not. And then it's just like, they're just really, really fun. And that's not a format that can work on most licenses. It only really works on a few licenses.
Right.
But it's so much fun. Like the Snoopy is just so great. It makes, I mean, how can you not be happy when you look at it with the soft ears and everything? It's like, you just want to hug them.
Right.
So.
Right. We have the brave little Taylor Mickey at home, and I was so impressed with it. It's so cool. And then Christina, my wife behind the camera here.
What up?
Queen of Hearts is like her favorite thing here at the show. She's in love with that Queen of Hearts that you guys have.
And I thank you for your endorsement of the Queen of Hearts.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stina approves.
Christina approves.
Yeah.
So when that one comes in, Christina will do the review.
That's right.
Not
yeah.
Pixel Dan.
Putting her on the spot. That's her job now.
That's it. That's it. I'm saying it right now. Exclusive breaking news. Pixel Dan's first review, done by Christina, will be Queen of Hearts.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
And right now she's behind the camera going, screw you guys.
Yeah, she's like, there's no way.
You guys. Will you just quit talking about me right now?
All right, well, let's move down to reaction then. What do we have that's new for reaction down here?
For the show?
Yes.
Or just in general?
Or in general.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it all.
We'll talk about the show.
Okay.
So for the show, obviously, we're doing Godzilla 54, Mecha Godzilla, and Jet Jaguar in glow in the dark.
Awesome.
Which is awesome. We're doing we're doing a lot of glow.
Yeah.
I've been accused of a lot of glow. We did My Pet Monster in a sort of a pastel glow, and he's in the TV box that he's smashing out of.
Yeah.
Then we did Gem and the Holograms repainted to match the box art from the vintage boxes and then put in miniature boxes.
Yeah.
There's SpongeBob and Patrick, Best Friends Forever, Broken Heart set, and those are in translucent glitter.
Yeah.
We did The Worst in Remco Glow. So we did X1, X2, King Hell, and Killer Bat, all in glow colors on Remco tribute cards. What else did we do? I know we did some stuff. Hold on, I can look.
He's just checking things out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I gotta remember. We have the AHI Creature. The AHI Creature is a vintage creature toy that's incredibly expensive to get, and they made two variants of the sculpt, a wide, what they call the wide hips and the narrow hips. So this is the wide one in glow in the dark.
Cool.
And then we have the color changing Lion-O in the UV reactive plastic. So Lion-O, Hook Mountain, frozen in the snow. It's cold. Take him outside in the sun. He warms up into orange.
That feature is so cool too. Actually, I saw Nick, Foosh Nick, VB, put up a video where he like walked it into the sunlight and showed it changing, and I was like blown away by how good that feature works. It is so cool.
I'm trying my best not to make it crappy, Dan. I know there's some people that don't believe me, but I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
And then we have the Cobra Bat figure, the comic book version. So it's got different forearms through the elbow. It's got different elbows, different, sorry, I said forearms when I meant biceps. So everything sort of from here down is redone. In the comic books, he has both hands that have mechanics on the top as well as smooth hands. So we have both types of hands. We've got the different heads. and a couple other different things with him, along with the spore canister. So it's a whole different sort of take on the bat that is similar to the bat from Wave 1.
That's awesome. Very cool. Awesome exclusives. So many cool things here. So many amazing things on display. Did we cover everything? Did anything else you want to talk about?
I think you wanted to look at the turtles.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do. Yes.
Oh,
we got to go look at the turtles.
We got to go look at the turtles. We're gonna break out. Hold on. Shop and come back.
That's right.
I'm just gonna get you laughing a whole bunch. That's it.
I know. Yeah. It's just
Here, hold on. What else can I do?
I don't know.
Hiya!
Now you're attacking me? This is ridiculous.
Well, Cardona isn't gonna lose because you're too scared to wear it.
This is ridiculous. I don't like this at all. So this is where we're going to end this interview. I want to thank Brian for talking to me, but I don't want to thank him for thinking Cardona's going to beat me or win. So thanks, Brian.
We're just gonna drape the belts over you on the ground.
Yeah.
When you're on the ground, we'll just drape the belts over you. It'll look like a Ravenger's funeral.
Oh my God. This is getting too far. We're done with this. But thanks for giving us all this information, Brian. It was awesome being here in person again to talk to you.
It's amazing to see you as well. Let's go talk turtles.
All right, let's go talk turtles. Until next time from San Diego Comic-Con, Super7 booth.
Stay up to date with Pixel Dan at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. Thanks for tuning in to your premier source for all things toys, Pixel Dan. See you again.